Well,
Okay, so we've given you the hint that h of t is one of the two functions. So the question is, what do you have to add to this to get this? What do you have to do to this to make this happen? What has to change?
you have to shift it, and it's got to be in the opposite direction, right?
I don't want to talk about shifting in opposite directions, but yeah. I want to talk about what's the picture look like.
Well, you're going to need your open circle to go in the positive direction, and it's going to need to be at 1 instead of at 0.
Okay, you got something's going to change at 1 instead of 0. I mean, this is good, you know, because I saw what you were doing.
Yeah.
You were up to that point. Okay, that's good. Okay, so here you've got 1, right?
Right.
Okay. So, well, what has to change from here to here in order to get this function up to this point?
Well, I mean, there's got to be a shift, right?
From negative infinity to 1. What's the difference between this function and this function?
After 1 equals 0? Or negative infinity?
I'm thinking there's no difference at all between the graph of this function and the graph of the function we already have
Yeah.
up to this point.
Oh, you're right.
This
'cause-
function is this function, right?
Right.
So one thing we could probably say is the function that we want here
It's going to be.
is probably going to be 0 all the way up to here. Because that's the only thing that won't change what we've already got. Okay? In other words, if we add this to this, we're going to get this up to this point, right? Now what has to happen after that?
That's the go to 0?
Yeah, this you know, the sum of our two functions has to be 0 from here on, right?
Right.
So what would we add? What's a picture of the function we would add? But once we got the picture, we can write the function very easily. Okay? What's the picture of this function look like that when added to this function gives us 0 from here to forever?
Well, it's going to be, I mean, the opposite of what you have, right? So you're open circled at 0, but it's got to turn around, and you're not going to have anything else at 1, right?
I want a green graph that when added to this blue graph gives me this.
Right.
So whatever that green graph is, it's got to give you 0 from here to here when you add it to this.
It's
So-
just the negative. It's the negative of h of t, right?
Yeah, it's got to be just this. Now actually, you want it to equal 1 at this point, so actually this point should be included and this point should be excluded from this. That's kind of a technicality that's actually important. Okay? Okay, so if we add these two functions up to here, it agrees. And then just past 1, this goes to value -1, right? So that when added to h of t gives us 0. Okay? So sum of these two functions is going to do this.